All right, folks, we are live, and it is once again time for Whom the Bell Tolls. This week, I think you guys know my guest. We're going to introduce him in a minute. First, I want to thank everybody who's here live. I want to thank everybody who's watching us on Team Replay. You guys are bonkers. The fact that these replays are getting thousands of views completely blows me away. So thank you for being on Team Replay if you're doing it then. But we have a guest of honor tonight that I have been watching for several years and really am beyond excited to have him on here tonight because he is unabashedly himself. And that is something that you don't always find on YouTube or BookTube or anywhere else. You guys know him. Most of you guys love him.
Not if you like One Piece.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan from the Library of Alexandria. Now, normally we've been talking for 15 minutes, so I would have already asked you all the, how you doing, what's going on. Since we haven't done that, I will ask you, how are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. It's always good to see the people in the chat who I have, see all the time, who are always like, "Yep, Alan's late."
Yep.
And yeah, I mean that's I couldn't be on time if I wanted to now. But I'm doing good. I'm tired. Like I was falling asleep a lot at the wheel driving home today, and I had to call my wife, who doesn't answer her phone the first time I call her ever. And she's like, "Oh, my phone was on silent," and I'm like, and she's sitting right here, so I'm waiting for her to chime in and get mad at me. But I'm just like, "Why don't you turn your phone off to silent?" Like, if like, she's like, "I'm sorry, I keep missing your calls. Why is your phone on silent? Like, why is your phone always on silent? If it wasn't always."
Makes this shutter click sound and it throws.
You can disable, Christina. You can disable the shutter sound and have sound on your phone. I know you can. I don't have a stupid iPhone, but I know for a fact you can do it because I can do it on my crappy Droid.
Okay, well, in the moment, the quick fix is turn it on silent so I can get my picture.
This is what live TV is about, folks. We love this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to shout out quick to a couple people that are here. And I have a lot of questions that I always prepare for the guests that come on this show. Or as Alan put it so nicely a couple of weeks ago on Chatting with Nuts, Brian's public access TV show, which is fantastic.
And I also forgot to say, like, I like how you're working your way down the subs list. Like I'm slowly having to slum it with those of us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've already got it scheduled out. In 3 months, I've got somebody who hasn't started his channel yet.
Brilliant. We had Mike and then Philip and then Jimmy.
Yeah,
and it's like, gotta.
So if you guys are out there thinking about starting a BookTube channel, hit me up sometime in late August. I've got a spot for you. As long as you have at least less than 10 subscribers, you're on.
I love it.
So Derry, I'm so looking forward to hanging out with the two of you that I'm here before the notification that can be on before you ding. Awesome. Derry, and there's some people in my notes are going to be as chaotic as this conversation may be tonight, folks. Normally I have about 25 questions. We go 1 through 25. These are all questions that I wrote down as they occurred to me. So we're going to be all over the board. Speaking of Philip, I'll miss the start of this, but I hope to join in about an hour. Terrific. One of my besties on BookTube, the lovely Madison Goodyear. You guys are going to be seeing her very soon on From Whom the Bell Tolls. So more about that later. Daniel, always great to see you. Slay, awesome dude. And we got Britain's here. Oh, all the way from Croatia, my buddy Stepan. Thank you for joining us. And we've got Shad, thank you. He's saying hi to Derry. They're saying hi back. We can buzz through some of that stuff. This guy seems to, run around in the chats pretty good.
I love Mitch. Oh my God.
Folks, this is how you know when your channel's doing at least okay is when Mitch is in the chat.
Word.
If Mitch is in the chat, it's okay. Our friend Anitha is here. If the stream's not late, it's not Alan. Very true. Very true. Rogue is here. Yalk's here. Usman's here. Good to see you. Alan has left the building because you guys are amazing. Mike's here. Menelin, fantastic. He's going to feature into one of my questions tonight. Ryan's here. Okay. Gosh, we have a lot of comments, you guys. Holy cow. Heidi's here. I'll try to bop back to that question in a minute, Heidi. Wow. Lots of people. John's here. Our good friend Chris Navo's here. Alan, you are quite a draw. You know, I know that Jimmy Nuts has you on pretty often, but you and I might have to talk. You may have to renegotiate your contract with
Yeah.
Chatting with Nuts. You know, I mean,
Look,
this kind of energy before we've even talked for 2 seconds. This is a good thing. Okay.
I can only stand about 4 weeks of Chatting with Nuts with being in the chat and not talking. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Jimmy, put me in. Put me in. I can't take it. I can't take it.
It's like it's tag team wrestling. You need to be tagged in.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was telling Alan before we got started, the last 24 hours I've been on a Library of Alexandria jamboree. I have been binging his channel. Just because I really wanted to get a sense of, one of the things that he brought up right off the bat that is taking me all the way to question 23 before we even get started is one of the most awesome things is that I've noticed some of the people in the chat tonight were commenting on your videos 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What a cool, tight community. I mean, it was mind boggling to me to read Anita's comments and Derry's comments and Minlin's comments. And I'm looking at the date and this is like August of 2020.
Yeah.
That has to feel pretty good, I would think, from your side of things, that these people are still around.
Yeah, it does. Like, I mean, that's like with as busy as I am and all this other crap going on. Like, if it wasn't for and my frustrations with YouTube in general,
which we will get into for sure.
If it wasn't for the people, like especially the people that I've been kind of doing this with since near the beginning, like I would pack it in because like I don't make videos anymore.
Well, we'll talk about that too.
I'm hoping to make videos. I'm hoping. And because on last time I'm Chatting with Nuts, I found a solution. However, one thing about me is like, it takes me a long time to implement anything. I have to sit on it for a long time and acclimate and become okay with the idea of doing something different. And then I will finally do it. So eventually my solution is going to work, but I have to sit on it.
I think you referred to it as activation energy.
Yes.
In one of your videos that you're talking about that you needed
to do watch the videos. What the crap?
Yeah, I mean, this public access channel's got to do a little bit of background research here,
Nice.
But I think you called it activation energy, and I like that because at least you recognize within yourself that the biggest hurdle is just kind of getting going.
Yeah.
And once that happens and you get your process in place, then it's off to the races. But that first and everybody has these hurdles at different times. Yours just happens to be right out of the gate. That's the point you got to figure out. So, but I'm glad that you're working on that. That's very cool. I think that's super encouraging for your fans because as much as you joke, I'm telling you, you really do have a lot of fans. And even the DMs that I got of people that were so fired up that you were coming on with me tonight, because they just love your personality. You are authentically you. And before, in the brief time we talked before you came on, you were like, you couldn't be anybody else.
This is something I've been bad at my entire life, is pretending to not be. I mean, when you're a kid and you're younger, you care more about like fitting in. And I mean, I still do. Like, I don't love being on the outside of crap, but like, I don't know how to not. I can't pretend to like crap I don't. Like, I can't. And I can't pretend that I'm having fun doing something I don't want to do. Not anymore. Like, I had to do too much of that when I was younger. And now I'm just too old. I'm just too old and I don't want to do stuff. And I'll do things as long as people understand that, like, hey, I don't want to do this, but I'll do it anyway because this is what friends do. This is what husbands do. This is what, dads do. Like last night, and I had to go to graduation last night from my, my school. And one of the teachers like, oh, this is going to be you in 18 years. I'm like, I don't know why I have to go. Like, okay, my kid graduated. Like, I don't care. Like, it's high school. Do you know how hard it is to not, like, at this point in education? Like, I don't know why I want to sit there. I know, Christina, I know it's going to be a big deal. I know we got to go and take a million pictures, but I'm just like, all these kids are like, oh, 12 tickets is all I have. I don't have enough. I'm like, How do you have more than 12 people that want to go watch that?
Right. As they walk across, say their name, grab their thing, and walk down. I hear you there.
Seriously, take mine. Take mine. I don't want to go. Like, take my thing, but I have to, or else I have to.
Do you get
burn.
12 tickets too?
No, but I got to sit on the field, and I can choose not to go.
Yeah.
But I have to stay the full day on like the last teacher work day.
But there's got to be at least a couple students that you have,
there is.
that you're like, yeah, you know what, I want to see them get their diploma, and you feel good about that. So
for sure.
That's cool. Well, yeah, I mean, you are unabashedly yourself. And I think that's why you have, kind of stuck around. You don't follow the trends. You do what you want. You've said kind of like, my channel could be bigger, but it's never going to get bigger because I'm just going to be me.
I don't follow the trends.
No, you don't. But we're going to go back to the beginning a little bit. I try not to ask people questions that they've been asked 1,000 times already because it's boring. It's boring for you, and it's boring for the people that have been watching you for a long time. Out of personal curiosity, did the term Library of Alexandria come from you deciding to start a YouTube channel, or was that something that you had kind of in your brain from beforehand?
YouTube channel.
YouTube.
I was starting I was making my channel.
Okay.
And I was sitting there, and I typed in, and it was Alan Walker. That's what I made my channel. And literally, Christina, wasn't it like 2 minutes later? Who thought of it? Was it
you?
It was me. It was like 2 minutes later. I was at the kitchen table on my laptop. I made it out, and I was like, no, the Library of Alexandria, Christina. And I literally had to go delete that channel.
It started again. And thank God you didn't upload anything yet.
Yeah, I had to redo the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to set it up. Because I thought of it like right afterwards. I'm like, yes, I cannot. Alan Walker, get out of here. It's dumb.
Isn't that crazy how like lightning strikes, where you get this idea and it's just like gold out of absolute nowhere.
Yes, I know. It was like the second I thought of it, I'm like, it's perfect. It's perfect. And then I told all my friends, and they groaned. And I'm like, that proves it's perfect. Because now, for a long time, you could not search Library of Alexandria in YouTube.
Right.
They would be like, did you mean we're showing results for Library of Alexandria?
Right.
Now you can, though. I have enough subscribers, and I have enough juice that you can just search for me.
As you like to say, your favorite term, you have enough content to
Freaking content creator.
Content creator.
I know that's what people are, but I
it's a terrible term.
It just sounds and I'm not trying to offend anybody who I am a content creator. So like it's just a vapid term. Like it just sounds so vapid.
But so is everybody. I mean, anybody who's on television is creating content. Anybody who writes a newspaper article is creating content.
Yeah.
It's just, it seems like it's uniquely thrown into this YouTube space or in social media platform space that if you do something without a television contract, you are a content creator.
Yeah. And it's just the connotation that comes with it. Like what that term like implies. Like what people think of when you say content creator or influencer, which is arguably worse.
Influencer is absolutely worse.
Yeah,
I totally agree. So you came up with the Library of Alexandria so I'm trying to think back. So in college, you graduated in which field?
My degree is I have a degree in international politics with a focus on East Asian politics and a minor in Japanese.
So you minored, that was one of my questions because we have talked about Japanese a little bit, folks. This is how I first met this man.
Yes.
So I have to, and I'm going to break into your question with my own story here. Just if anybody of you guys don't know. So I was on with Matt on Books and Alan and Jimmy Nuts. And the reason why I got even asked to be on that show was because Matt said, I've got Alan and Jimmy coming on and I need a fourth guest that won't get steamrolled by these guys.
Word.
Yeah, that's it. I think you got the right guy. So they have me on and I'm talking about, I can't find this copy of Shogun and it's out of print because of the effects, series, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, I get a DM. What's your address? Week later, this amazing book shows up in the mail. And I knew right then and there, Alan is just a phenomenal human being. I mean, I think he is like, if he doesn't like you, he'll probably ignore you, but if he likes you, you're going to be the closest of friends.
It's true. I,
And one of the things that that he's mentioned in other videos is that he just doesn't have time. And I am so on the same page. Don't have time to be in disagreements with people. Who cares? This is like, I don't care. Life's too short. So anyway, I forgot. Oh, we were talking about Japanese. So how did you decide to minor in Japanese? Is it from watching
so,
anime
I
or?
mean, so I watched anime growing up, but like growing up, we didn't have a ton of options. You went to Suncoast Video and you bought 4 episodes at a time on a single VHS if you wanted it, or you watched Sailor Moon and DBZ on Toonami, or you woke up really early and watched Robot Carnival, Project Echo, Akira. But I've always liked samurai, and I like samurai in video games.
Yeah.
And I like ninja. I mean, and I was just interested in Japan, but really it was because I took Latin in high school, but none of the colleges I went to offered Latin at all. So I ended up at a college in Connecticut, and I needed a language, and they didn't have Latin. And I was like, well, I like Japan, so I took Japanese, and I loved it. So I just kept taking Japanese, and the next college I went to also had Japanese, so I just kept taking Japanese.
That is awesome. I've been on Duolingo Japanese now. Next, I think in 2 weeks, it'll be 2 straight years without missing a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I will tell you that I bet you 1 semester of Japanese in college will teach you more than daily Duolingo Japanese for 2 years.
That's,
I mean,
sure.
I can read it and I can maybe understand some of it, but I suspect it's going to be another 3 or 4 years at this pace before I'm even borderline competent to walk through the country. Have you been there before?
Yeah. So I studied for 6 weeks, a 6-week summer semester in 2008, summer 2008. And there were 5 of us that got to go. Me and another kid that was in Japanese 5. So we were in our 5th semester of Japanese. And then 3 Japanese 2s. So they had taken 2 semesters Japanese. They were cooked. But the 2 of us, they basically relied on us to kind of like navigate. And it was one of them didn't deserve to go. That girl, her freaking dad was on the board, and so that's why she got her spot.
Okay.
But she didn't appreciate anything. We went to a Japanese sword museum. And she was so mad that we weren't like going to Tokyo or shopping so she could see her Kanojo.
Shibuya, yeah.
Oh my God. She literally didn't go inside. She sat in the lobby.
Oh my God.
Like, it was so bad. This was also during my angry douchebag years, so I wasn't a nice person back then. But she frustrated me so much. Like, the professor that was with us, that was our chaperone, like, he yelled at me, like, because I made that girl cry because anyway.
Yeah, it was the younger Alan. It was the younger, and yeah, I get it.
I was like 20. I was like my early mid-20s at this point. This girl was fresh out of high school. So she was like 18, maybe 19, and she was rich and annoying. But going over there, and like, our school was in English, but our dorm dad, our Oto-san, we had a room that was a common room because we lived in a girls' dorm basically, but there was one floor that was blocked off for us, and we had one room that was where we could sit and speak English, and all we wanted to do was sit and speak English. And it's also where they let us smoke, because me and the other 5th year were heavy smokers.
Gotcha.
And so we sat in there, and it was like a nightclub in there, but we got to sit in there. The problem is that Oto-san was so excited to talk to us that we'd get home from school all day. He would come in there and want to talk to us. And as soon as we'd hear him coming up the stairs, we're like, we don't want, it was like an exam every day. He even bought him and his wife little electronic English or Japanese English dictionaries so he could talk to us. But it was the best education we could have gotten, having to communicate with him.
Yeah.
Basically every single day for 6 weeks, like, with him speaking like just fluent Japanese and us being like, what are we trying to say to him?
Right.
So I've never been as good as I was when I was in Japan.
I think that's probably very normal. I mean, when you're immersed in it like that, I mean, Did you think you appreciated what you had in him when you were that young living there, or did it take you a little bit longer in
No,
life to think
no, I
back
mean
on it?
we did. We understood what a boon it was, while at the same time being like, "Can we please just rest, Oto-san? Can we please just rest? Like, can we like?" It got to where one day me and Nathaniel just went in. We just went in his room and we stood on the balcony because it's like if we go in the common room, he's gonna find us.
Yeah.
But he was so nice, so nice. He was weird though. He's exactly like one of the anime like pervy old men. Like he brought in a pair of binoculars
Oh no.
and was like, oh, hey you, because he called us hey you. And he'd be like, he wanted us to go watch the freaking middle school field hockey team practice. We're like, Oto-san, we're not gonna go do that.
Right.
We're not gonna go do that, Oto-san.
You don't like doing that at your own school. You're not gonna go do it there.
It's so weird. But he called me, he said all sorts of mean things about me.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
He just we went to this, it's called Royal House. It's like Denny's.
Okay.
And like two beers and Oto-san's red faced and just out of it. And all I did, like I can't eat Japanese food. So I ate a bunch of chips and I smoked all the time and drank Coke. And he would just point at me, he's like, you. And he went, Kora.
Yeah.
Tobacco,
Yeah.
potato chipusu. And he just kept repeating that as he slowly falls out of his chair. And it's like, Oto-san, why are you just repeating Coke, cigarettes, and chips at me? And he'd be like, Genki janai, which means you are not healthy.
Yeah. You're gonna die from all of that.
And every girl in that dorm that he saw, he would tap them and go and point at me and go, Genki janai. Like, why are you telling these people how unhealthy I am, Oto-san? He was the best though. I think he's probably dead now though, and that makes me sad.
Well, we'll pour one out for Oto-san. Was it Oto-san?
Yes, Oto-san. Yeah,
Oto-san.
it just means Oto-san is dad, and so
Okay.
it's
Oh yeah.
yeah, so it's just it's Oto, which is
Yeah,
dad, and then
yep.
San is just the honorific. So it was just our dorm dad. So he was our dad while we were there.
So wait a minute. So Oto is dad, but what is Chichi?
That's like Papa.
Okay.
It's
Got it.
it's just it's a not diminutive, but it's a more familiar term.
Got it. So you guys tuned into learning about Japanese tonight. You never know what you're getting on the public access channel over here. Very cool. So I'm bopping around to a bunch of questions, and one of the ones that I'm just seeing on my little list here is these days when you're reading, how do you decide what you're going to read? Do you have your Discord kind of pick it, or because we know your TBR is, quite impressive from 4 years ago that books haven't been read. So
Yeah, I was just telling Brian before we started that like my first video was a summer TBR. I'm not sure I've read one book on that, and that
Yeah,
was 4 years ago. I'm
that's
not sure
awesome.
I've read one of them. I decide, shut up, Anitha.
you're right.
I what's so funny, Christina?
Anita.
All right. Well, Christina thinks you're funny, Anitha. So I have a whole bunch of things I want to read, and then it is always destroyed by the fact that I have read one book a month for the last like 4 months. And that means you can't read anything. If you read
Yeah.
one book a month, you can't read anything. So I did read-alongs.
Okay.
Last year I did 4 trilogies, and that worked pretty well, but I knew I wasn't gonna have time for it this year because of the baby and everything. And so I'm trying to we've been reading some Roman books, which is cool. Like our next one is the new Con Eagleton book about Nero. And then we're kind of going down the timeline of things starting with Augustus, which we read a couple years ago. But other than that, I'm trying to fulfill promises that I've made ages ago. So I'm trying to read Shadows of the Act, which I stopped 2 years ago. And other than that, I get stuck on arcs. And then if it's Daniel Abraham or KJ Parker, if it's one of their new books, I always read those. I always read Sebastian de Castell's new book. I always read Josiah Bancroft's new book. But yeah, other than that, it's Jimmy has suggested something and raves about something, and he turned me on to John Williams. So every now and then I throw him a bone. Joanna wants to read something with me so she can read the whole thing, and while I'm still stuck on like chapter 3.
Right.
I do that every now and then. Yeah, I owe Evie and I don't just owe Evie and Laura an Odyssey read. I owe them an Iliad read. I'm not even done with the foreword.
Oh
So
my gosh. Did
I-
they keep going on it, or did they stop too?
Well, I mean, Evie when read the Iliad and then was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna read the Odyssey," and Laura's like, "I don't think I'm gonna read it," so it's like, fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Oh my God. It's so funny when I'm looking down at these little questions that I've got here. I meant to tell you this the other day, but so I've been watching, like I said, a bunch of Alan videos, and I'm trying to figure out, how do I know this voice? How do I know this voice? And it occurs to me, you have a doppelganger of a voice of my best friend Paul, who lives in Austin, Texas.
What?
If I was on the phone with you, I'm not sure I could decide, other than the content of what we were talking about, which one is which. It's awesome. It's like,
Wow, really?
yeah, it's like, yeah, and you have a unique voice, but he does too. And I was like, oh my God, he sounds like Paul.
That's
And
awesome.
and it's weird too, because Fantasy Awash, Laura, who's in the chat, I mean, not to get too weird, but she sounds like an ex-girlfriend of mine a lot. So I'm like, oh my God. So sometimes I've got her on and I look away for a minute. And I'm like, what's Jennifer doing in here? This is strange. Anyway, yeah. See, folks, even I go off the rails. This is the Alan energy, guys.
If you're trying to stay on like any kind of like outline,
No,
like it can't be adhered to.
we're not. I don't want to. It wouldn't be an Alan episode if we did that.
You made it weird now, Brian. Look what Laura said. You made it weird.
Oh, that's weird. Well, Laura, if it's any consolation, we are still amazing friends 20 years later. So yeah, excellent. So one of the videos that I loved watching, and I don't know when you've last looked at it, was the ACOTAR vlog. So, oh my God, was that hilarious? Did you know how funny that was when you were doing it?
No. So that was back when. So when I first started BookTube, it fed my obsession meter, and so like that was my like hyper focus. It was my special interest at the time. So
yeah,
I spent all of my time doing BookTube, and so I did. I lost a challenge, and rightly so. When you don't welch on a bet.
No, you got to do it.
So I did it. Well, now I've stocked up things that I have to do that I haven't done. Like I still have to make. So there's still a Richard Simmons exercise video coming in from the last challenge I lost. And also
Excellent.
my patrons are still waiting on my Powerline eye to eye dance video from the Goofy movie that I am going to do. I promise. So I had time to read it. Like I had time. I was reading a bunch then. And I like thought I was going to hate it more than I did. Like I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But I do hate many choices that she makes. Like I hate a lot of it, but the experience I didn't hate as much as I thought I was going to, because I don't think it's that poorly written. I just think it's dumb.
So let me ask you, in the time that you read that, have you read any other literature that has characters that have russet colored eyes?
Oh my gosh, russet colored eyes, emerald eyes,
gemstones, flowers.
Sarah J. Maas, you have got to use. You can just use colors. Like you can just say purple. You don't have to say amethyst.
Yeah,
you can say purple. That's fine. Like
yeah.
That's fine.
Green is as good as emerald, right?
Yeah, I don't know how people cannot see it. Like I don't know how it cannot be like how people aren't like, wow, it's weird that she uses flowers way more than most people do, and gemstones more than most people do, and the same phrases over and over again. Stop.
It was fantastic, and not only that is like beyond it on the meta level. So I'm watching you sitting in your chair reading this book. Behind you, you've got we're not talking about your beautiful living room. We're not talking about your office with the books. We got a pack of Viva paper towels. We got some Angel Soft toilet paper hanging out in the back. This is classic. This is classic Alan Garage video, you guys. If you haven't seen it, this is an evergreen video that will last till the end of BookTube. It's so good.
Wonderful. I like sitting outside. I like being in the elements when I'm reading, but our outside at the old house was not closed off. And so in the summer, there are frogs and lizards everywhere. And that is unpleasant to me. So I instead converted the garage my mom was getting rid of an old crappy couch, as you can
The
see.
couch I
Yeah.
saw.
It
Yeah.
looks like a beach hotel couch. So I just moved it into the garage, and I would just open the garage, and I would just experience the elements in there. So it was no one could park in it, but now I have a sunroom. So now I go out there when I want to be in the elements. So
I think it's fantastic.
that was a fun video to make, though. It was fun.
Yeah.
I try to I really do try not to be mean about
Yeah.
things. Like I started for my patrons, I started reading. I got an Arc of the Honey Witch because on a stream long ago, someone said you don't read books by women. I'm like, well, like Orbit needs to publish a book by a lady that
Right.
is interesting to me. And I found the Honey Witch description. It's the worst thing. It's the worst description I've ever heard for a book. And so I started reading it and started doing an ACOTAR style vlog. And man, I got like 3 chapters in, and I'm like, I hate this. But I do say in the like the one video I've made of it, I'm like, I am not the target audience for this. So I ain't trying to bash this lady's book. Like she's a first debut author. It's not Sarah J. Maas. Like Sarah J. Maas is fine, having heard that I didn't like her stupid book.
Right.
This is a brand new author. And while I think her book is dumb, and while I think like that the fact that she says she evolved from a swamp person is so freaking chuggy, I'm not the audience. Like I'm
Yeah,
not the target
no.
audience. So me reading it looks like I'm going to hate read it. And I'm not, except that it's just so dumb.
Well, one female author that we've both read that I know we both liked a lot was The Wickwire Watch with Jacqueline Hagan. That's a great book.
Yes. I agree. That is another book that is on. I have a bookshelf right out here in the sunroom, a little bitty bookshelf that has the books that I said I was going to read recently or soon, or that I was planning on reading the next one of,
Mhm.
and it just keeps.
It slides.
It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
The same thing happened with me with Spider Key. I haven't read it yet either. I mean, I legitimately said, all right, I just finished Wickwire Watch. It was great. I'll take a few weeks off. I'll get into the Spider Key. And yeah. So, oh my God, the Friday Night Delight is here.
What is up, Jimmy?
One of the best dudes I've met without a doubt in the last 6 months for sure. Hello, Jimmy Nuts. Let me ask you this. I want to know. Well, first question, this is going to be a very easy answer. How quickly should I read Long Price Quartet? Because I haven't read it yet.
You haven't read it? What, honey? My wife said ASAP. She ain't read them.
ASAP, but
no, they're just so good. Like they're just good. They're just good. Have you read anything by Daniel Abraham?
no.
Oh, then I think Long Price.
Well, wait a minute. Expanse.
Oh, yeah. That. So I haven't read The Expanse because that's both of them. And everyone's like, "Are you going to read Mercy of Gods?" And I'm like, probably.
Mhm.
But also, that's like I and I don't know how I can say this since I have not read The Expanse, but I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction that I think I prefer Abraham as a solo author than as a part of a duo. That doesn't mean I won't like The Expanse.
Right.
I just know how much I like him as a solo author. I just don't know how that will improve having a second cook in the kitchen.
Right.
So yeah, but
Do you read much sci-fi? Do you read much sci-fi?
I wish that I did. I wish I read more. I just don't. Every time I go to do my best friend Finn loves space, has always loved space. We used to make fun of him in high school for wearing a space shirt, which was a shirt that just had the solar system on it. It was the nerdiest shirt ever in 1996. And it's like, why are you wearing a space shirt, Finn? He is a super space guy, grew up on all the Star Treks. I never liked Star Wars, really. Space just isn't my thing. And a lot of sci-fi I end up reading is a bunch of people sitting around thinking about crap that I don't care about. Like I loved Ender's Game and Speaker for the Dead, but I despise Xenocide and Children of the Mind. I like Hyperion, most of it.
Yeah.
And I remember liking Fall of Hyperion, that I haven't read it in a long time.
Yeah.
I just haven't read a bunch of sci-fi, and I just don't gravitate towards it is the problem. But I love Mass Effect. Mass Effect is one of my favorite video games.
Dude, come on, how do you get better than Mass Effect? I mean, you can't.
You don't. Mass Effect's so good. It's so good.
Who did you romance in Mass Effect?
I always romance. Ashley,
Yeah.
Ashley, Miranda, and who's in 3? Who did I romance in 3? Who's in 3? Ashley again, probably. I am.
Went back to the Ashley well.
You don't understand. Like I'm so fantasy racist in my video games. Like I don't want to hook up with an orc.
Yeah.
Hook
Yeah,
up with a freaking
you're
with
not
a,
go- you're
a,
not-
a Krogan.
yeah.
Like it's humans all the way. Like, I can't do it.
You gotta go.
I'm
Can-
Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not gonna hook up with no tiefling. I'm not gonna
Right?
hook up with Yankee. No, it's gonna be the human.
I tell you, whoever saves Caden is dead to me forever.
Oh my
So-
gosh. Who on earth would save the most milk toast,
Right?
like beige colored, paint drying, like middle school dance recitaling, like buttered toast on white bread? Who on earth would save Caden? Like,
Right?
oh my
What
gosh.
would make you go, you know what? I really, I'm going to get rid of, yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible. Especially because you didn't even really know what you were doing. You didn't know the impact on that first playthrough. But yeah, awful. Somebody asked, what did you think of Andromeda? Did you play it?
Andromeda is so bad.
Yeah.
Like, and guys, I understand the knee-jerk desire to defend it because it's BioWare and Mass Effect, and we all remember a time when BioWare was just the company.
Mm-hmm.
Andromeda is bad. It is so generic. In how did we leave the Milky Way and have fewer alien races?
Right.
Than the Milky Way?
Right. Right. And the ones that they had were okay, this new species, but
They're
that's
just
not the cat, the other ones. The one that's the companions.
first of all, the cat are terrible. Oh, they're
Yes.
rock people.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Boo! You don't have the Elcor or the Hanar?
Right. I want to know where the Elcor arc is.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
There's like 6 Elcor on the whole arc. That's
And
all
honestly,
they can
it's
fit.
boring. It's boring. It's not interesting. The enemies are not interesting. The
Yeah.
companions are not interesting. Like,
Right.
quit trying to duplicate freaking Rex and just give us Erd not Rex back. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry, Grunt doesn't cut it, and neither does Old Man, whoever it is in Andromeda.
Yeah.
Rex
I-
is where it's. Hold on? Did you shoot Rex?
No.
Me and Richard Swan, who wrote
Yeah.
Just the Kings.
Yeah.
We have a blood feud because he unapologetically brags about how he shot Rex like a dog.
Oh my God. No. Don't shoot Rex. He's
He'll
awesome.
send me random gifs of him shooting Rex, like on Twitter. It's like, why are you hostile, Richard Swan?
Oh my God. Well, spoilers for Mass Effect 3. So close your
You
ears if
shoot
you
Rex.
if you
should
don't
not
want.
do it.
Yeah. So one of my friends is a full-time Twitch streamer, and he was playing Mass Effect 3, and he gets through this whole thing, and he gets to the very end screen, and the child is there, and you have to decide which things that you want to go to, and my friend Adam shoots the kid. And the kid says, "So be it," and you lose the game. It's a game over, basically.
Mass Effect 3, and I know much ado has been made about that.
Yeah.
Like different colored space lasers, right?
Yeah.
It's disappointing that no matter the choices you made in the game, that
It
it comes
didn't
down to a
matter.
single final choice that really are just. And I get it. Like it's a whiff. I don't think it nullifies how amazing the series is or the entire rest of the game up to that point. It is disappointing. It's disappointing. Kai Lang sucks. Thank you, Slay. Kai Lang is
Exactly.
why is he there? And we're supposed. Oh, look, they just want to. They're like, it'd be cool, a samurai in space. Get
Right.
out of here, Kai Lang. You are out of place. You suck. Nobody cares. Hey, what if you told us some more about the Elusive Man? That's a way more interesting antagonist.
Do a prequel. Do a prequel with the Elusive Man.
Dude, I don't usually like prequels, but that
Yeah.
would be really cool. The Elusive Man was so interesting, and I thought Martin Sheen was fantastic.
Yes, he
Now, I
was.
will say the Leviathan DLC for Mass Effect 3 is so good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the
crazy.
Leviathan mission is amazing. Kai Ling sucks.
Yeah, and the Leviathan you never expect. I mean,
I
that
know.
it's like you're into this game, you already think you know what's coming, blah blah blah. That came absolutely out of nowhere, and it was good.
You don't think it's a different Reaper that's not like on Sovereign side.
Right.
So cool. So
Very cool. Were you a Dragon Age fan, or are you a Dragon Age fan?
Yes, I think Dragon Age Inquisition is boring.
I agree.
did not enjoy graduate. I am a Dragon Age 2 apologist. I loved Dragon Age 2. I don't think I liked it more than 1, but
Yeah.
I love Dragon Age 2. I don't know why people hate it. And then they'll like Inquisition. Inquisition is boring. Again, boring plot, boring companions, like boring antagonist. What is it? Isn't it this like sea crops? What is his stupid name? The Cordyceps.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. No, that's
How about the 100 hours you have to spend in the hinterlands? With the never-ending quests and have you ever played Fallout or Fallout 4?
So I played Fallout 3 for a little bit. Fallout
Okay.
is not really Fallout and it's Bethesda games. Fallout and Oblivion and Skyrim are not really my bag.
Gotcha.
But yeah, being out in the hinterlands for forever is not it. Now, Dragon Age 2, I don't know what the problem is. Like, I get, okay, it's more linear, it's different, fine. I think the Anders storyline is really good.
Mhm.
Like Anders as a character, introduced in the 1.5 or whatever, that's the expansion for Dragon Age. And you get attached to him, and then he's an eco-terrorist. And that is a hard decision to make when you're like, hey, do you let Anders blow up the Chantry? Or do you side with this horrible woman who also is a really good character? Like, I thought it was really good. And then Dragon Age 3 has none of that because it's always bigger is better, open world. People think open world.
It turned into an MMORPG basically, is a single player.
I don't know why people are obsessed with open world. Like what is wrong with a linear experience that tells a good story? I don't
Nothing.
care. And Dragon Age 1 is fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically a genre changing type of a game. And that's when they were really kind of on the top of their game. Oh my gosh. So we got Mandolin. I agree. New Vegas is pretty awesome. Oh my God.
Also, I'm currently playing Hades. And anybody want to watch me stream Hades?
Yes, I do. That was
fun.
one of my questions. Thank you for jumping the gun on that one. Cause one of my questions was, when are we going to get to see some more Alan gaming streams? Cause they're awesome.
It's because one, I do like streaming video games, but I feel the need to talk the whole time as opposed to people watching me silently. Like that's and sometimes I just don't have the wherewithal to narrate the whole thing. You know what I mean?
I don't think you have to, because I think the chat is self-sufficient. Like the people that are watching you, they all know each other, right? I mean, nobody's tuning in randomly to watch you play games that have never heard of you. They're all friends.
Oh, that's true. Because especially if the chat's going, I can talk to them. That's true. The other thing is I play a lot of video games, especially when I don't have activation energy, and I'm low key, as the kids say, I'm low key ashamed. So I'm like I could stream, but then people will see how much I play video games.
Why?
I'm embarrassed by how much
I don't think you ought to be at all.
Because I'm a book channel. I should be reading, and I'm just like, I could read, or I could have one more run of Hades, Brian. Just one more.
Yeah,
run.
But it's just a different narrative experience. That's I mean, it is reading in kind of a way where you're kind of the protagonist. So yeah, man, I'm here for it. You stream, I will be watching, I will be, cheering you on in the chat. By the way, and we will get back to books at some point, folks, for those of you guys
guys
that are here for books. But I wanted to ask you, because Jimmy has not played this, but did you ever play The Wolf Among Us?
Dude, my first Telltale game. And The Wolf Among Us, after I played Wolf Among Us, I went and read all the Fairy Tales comics. And I'm so pissed that we don't have a freaking Wolf Among Us 2 yet.
Delayed. Yeah.
Telltale games are tremendous. Now, I didn't play any of the Walking Dead ones because I don't care. I don't care about
Me neither. Yeah, same here. I'm not a zombie guy.
I played Wolf Among Us. I played both Batman ones because they were free on PlayStation Plus.
I actually like the Batman ones too.
Me too. But the Borderlands one, Tales from the Borderlands, is also really good.
Yeah, it is. It is Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us is fantastic.
It's
We
the
got to
best
get
one. It's
we
the
got to
best.
get Jimmy to play it because the voice acting and just the Art Deco kind of cool style, the comic style of it,
The take
and
on fairy tales, it's just really good. It's really good. I really enjoyed Wolf Among Us.
and it's a cool mystery. I mean, you don't really know exactly what's going on. Now, you must have seen the trailer when it came out a couple of years ago for the second one.
I've not seen the trailer because I knew it wasn't going to come out.
It's
'Cause
coming out. It's coming out, I think, at the end
Man,
of this year. At the end of this year.
Wolf Among Us 2? No, it. All right.
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us.
It's either at the end of this year or the beginning of first quarter
Holy crap!
2025.
There is a trailer. I'll be dadgum.
It's awesome. Watch it when we get off. You're gonna love it because there's new fables that you know, and once you hear his voice, when you hear Bigby Wolf's voice again, it brings it all back. It's so great.
When is this dang game coming? What? Wolf Among Us 2 2024. I'll be doggone if that comes out this year. Nice. I'll be playing that for sure.
Day one for me, for sure. We're gonna have to chat about that. That would be, that's such a great
That's
game.
awesome.
Did you ever play Disco Elysium?
So I have Disco Elysium because it was also free. Oh no, it wasn't. I bought it. I have Disco Elysium. I have not played it because I know I have heard that it's incredible writing.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of words and a lot of dialogue, and I'm just not. I don't play things on PC, so I just haven't had the bandwidth to load that up and do a ton of reading. That would be a summer game.
It's all voice acted.
Oh,
It's
all of it?
it's 100% voice acted.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna have to read a bunch of because it
No.
looks exactly like Baldur's Gate. Did you ever play Baldur's Gate 2?
Yes, forever ago.
Dude,
Yeah, great
one of my
game.
favorite video games to
Yeah.
date. But I just thought there's gonna be a bunch of dialogue trees that I have to like squint at and read.
No,
like,
not at all.
Okay, cool.
Not
But
at
yeah,
all.
I have that. I want to play it. I've heard it's excellent.
I think you would dig it. It's a different experience. And if you like kind of mind bendy, kind of weird stuff, and especially like if you're a gamer that feels like you've seen it all before, this is one that you haven't seen before. And it's almost like reading a historical fiction book in some sense because
That's
they
cool.
build this world, but it feels a little bit kind of archaic in a way, but sort of modern. So yeah, I would definitely throw Disco Elysium on your thing. So on books again for a second, yeah, I got to keep the people happy from time to time. Can you think of a book off the top of your head that surprised you that was so good that you absolutely just kind of went into it with whatever and were just sat back and were blown away?
Stoner by John Williams.
Stoner by John. When did you read that?
I know there's others, but that's the first one that comes to my mind because I didn't expect to enjoy Stoner, and for most of the book, I don't think I was. And then it's like chapter 11 or something. It's when stuff gets in school a lot. I am yes, sorry, I love Max Payne. Sorry.
Agreed.
I
Agreed.
When I worked at GameStop, before I worked at GameStop, I pre-ordered Max Payne 2, and I had a Max Payne 2 T-shirt. And
Excellent.
that is the oldest T-shirt I owned, and I don't know when I lost it. It's in the last like 8 years or so, I've lost it. And it makes me so mad. My Max Payne 2 T-shirt. I love Max Payne, and I'm so excited they're remaking him. I love Max Payne, and I love that over-the-top film noir narrative.
Right.
Love it. People are like, oh, it's all overwrought with like heavy-handed metaphors. That's the point. Like
It's supposed to be tongue-in-cheek kitsch stuff.
so good. So, but back to Stoner. I just saw Max Payne.
Yeah, I agree.
Stoner's the first one I can think of because the writing is fantastic. Even when I wasn't enjoying the book, the writing was fantastic. In addition, Anita, Folding Knife and Long Press Quartet, I also didn't know I was going to enjoy as much as I was, but I also I knew there was a potential of liking it. I didn't think there was a potential of me liking a stupid literary fiction type book about a milquetoast, boring Midwest teacher guy, but I ended up loving it.
It was great.
That led me to one of my favorite books of all time, which is Augustus by John Williams, which I will probably read once a year, like
Really?
forever. Yeah.
So I love the fact that you have been very vocal in your desire for books that are not longer than 500 pages.
Now
How-
the year book
How long is Augustus? I mean, how big is it?
less than 300 pages, I think.
Oh,
maybe
then I'm going to
500,
read it.
300.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
quite short.
What's it about?
It's about it's about the rise and reign of Emperor Augustus, and it's Rome, and the first emperor of Rome, and it is written entirely in epistolary format. So it is
Okay.
letters from Julius Caesar and the poet Horace and the poet Ovid and his daughter Julia, with which he has an extremely complicated relationship, and it's just wrapped up like. You don't get Augustus's perspective himself until the last 50 pages, 30 pages. Like part 3 is when you finally hear from Augustus. The entire thing is just everyone around this great man and their opinions of him and their interactions with him, and then everything is brought into context at the end with Augustus's own words. And it's just, and John Williams is just one of my favorite technical writers. Like just the way he writes is so good. And it's just really, really good. I know some people have bounced off of it. Part 1 is people can bounce off of because part 1 is about his rise to power. So it's very much a historical fiction novel as opposed to a deep character study.
Mm-hmm.
The deep character study comes in the longer part 2. But if you don't have any familiarity with, well, no, that's actually not true because because Anita really liked it and she didn't have any familiarity with it, and she really liked it. But it's just brilliant, the thematic content, and it's perfect for me because of my obvious interest in the time period.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so wonderfully written, and I love it. I love it a lot.
Well, I'm adding it to the TBR immediately. When someone comes at me with passion for something like that, it absolutely, and it's like everybody here is in total agreement with you about it. So
I had Laura, who is an actual classical scholar.
Right.
She read it and loved it, which makes me so happy.
That's fantastic. So, all right, then I have to do Augustus and maybe Stoner too, because
Stoner is like Joanna likes Stoner better, which I completely understand. And maybe
what's that one about?
Stoner is about a college English professor, who is he is the most average just person, and it's just about his life, but it is so uncomfortably real about just the choices that men make about their lives, and passivity versus like ambition and education. The part about education is the part that I really liked. There's a educational, there's a bunch of stuff that happens in the college that is just, it's just enraging because education is still run that way, with people who don't deserve to be there staying there, and the good professors having bad things happen to them and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fantastic. I'm a huge classical nerd, so Augustus is obviously my thing. College English Sexiest Student on the Planet. Not freaking William Stoner.
I mean,
he's the worst.
I mean, yeah. Meanwhile, so I know, speaking of Philip, we are all extremely excited for the audiobook that you are doing.
Summer 2024. I was on a roll. Guys, I was on a roll, and then I had a baby, and then immediately after broke my collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
And so progress got stilted. But summer 2024.
It's
Friday
awesome.
Is actually my last day, and I'm going to spend the entirety of June. I have company coming in 1 week, which is unfortunate.
Just for a couple days.
Yeah, it's for the week. He's here Monday through Friday. Yeah, he's here the whole week. When you think he's coming down from Michigan for 2 days? Anyway, my friend's coming down for a week.
Nice.
But yeah. So I told Philip. Philip is, y'all need to know, Philip is the most patient man on the planet, because
he is.
Anybody's fired myself by now. But yes, it took a long time to figure out what I was doing. And I also, this is just standard me. I always think something's going to be easier than it is, or take less time than it will. But I have gotten into the swing of it, and I do enjoy it. And Philip has liked the content he has gotten, like the samples he's gotten. So that makes me happy, because I have as esteem. So
as I've been on my Alan binge-a-thon, this week, watching so much content, and you do lots of voices throughout so many videos. I'm sure you don't even remember, but as I was watching that, I was like, oh, now I get it. This guy does voices. When did you start doing voices?
So when I was young, I the first big thing I remember is I grew up in Disney movies.
Yeah.
Saw Little Mermaid in the theaters, saw Beauty and the Beast in the theaters, saw Aladdin twice in the same weekend in the theaters, saw Lion King in the theaters. And I mimicked them and I sang them, but I didn't sing them. I sang them in the voices that the people did. Like, I don't sing, you can't sing Poor Unfortunate Souls and go and don't underestimate the importance of body language. You got to go body language.
Right.
Like, and so then me and my brother one summer at my mom's memorized the entirety of The Lion King, like not the songs, like the movie, and we performed it for my mother with all of our stuffed animals. So like Timon was an enormous Pumbaa. Yeah, Timon was a big white bear, and Pumbaa his name was Big Bunny. It was this big rabbit. And then like the hyenas were these little fuzzball stuffies that you would get at like a gas station. and so anyway, we performed the whole thing. Somewhere there's a video of little Alan and his littler brother doing the entire hour and a half Lion King with stuffed animals. Like, that's again autism on full blast. Like,
right.
How did no one know? Oh, this is perfectly normal for a child.
Right.
But so I always tried to do their voices, and then it really came in with D&D.
Sure.
I hate having to do, and then the innkeeper said, and then this NPC says, and then this party member says. So I'm like, how do I differentiate them? And so you make different voices for them. And that really taxed it, because, when you're a DM, you're playing everybody.
Right.
So you have to have a bunch of different voices. Now, all of them aren't super, culturally sensitive, because, you're trying to have big exaggerated accents.
It's characters. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's but yeah, and so that's really where it came from. I've played D&D since 5th grade, and I've been running, I ran a game in middle school ish, but I ran
here
a 5.5-year campaign in high school, and then another 4.5-year campaign afterwards, and then intermittent campaigns since then. I've not played D&D since I started dating my wife. Since before that.
Oh my gosh.
And we've been together 6 years. Oh my Lord. So
when does she get her trophy?
Say it's your fault. What?
Does she get a trophy for that? I think she does.
Look, she's a saint. Everyone knows it. But the problem is, here she goes.
Somebody send Christina a trophy.
I just want to make sure everybody knows. It just happens to be a coincidence that that's when he stopped playing.
I know.
I had nothing. It's not like I made him stop playing or anything. He didn't say that, but just people could think that.
Tell these people I'm nice. Tell these people.
Nice.
I actually think Christina would be great at D&D.
Tell these people.
I don't think I would be good.
Tell these people that sometimes you are difficult. It's not just always me. Tell them.
I can be difficult. I can be incredibly stubborn
and mean.
Yes, not. I try to bite my tongue, but
mean to me.
See, we're breaking news here on For Whom the Bell Tolls. It turns out Christina was the antagonist this whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
Breaking right here on Bell TV, guys.
Tell them that you snap at me.
For
no reason.
Some very unladylike moments. Let's just put it that way.
For no reason. Tell them for no reason.
No, there's a reason.
Why? Because
might not be your fault.
It's the reason I exist. Is that the reason?
No, maybe I'm tired or hungry.
I'm trying, guys. For my entire marriage, I usually watch a video like on YouTube, just a dumb video, like Drunk Uncle from SNL or whatever, on my phone, like as I'm going to bed. She comes out here and yells at me that it's too loud and it's waking up the baby. I'm like, Christina, we have a noise machine right next to the stupid baby's bassinet. If I don't turn it up, I can't hear it. And her option is like, well, I guess you can't listen to it. And I'm like, but she says, get my headphones. But the problem is my headphones are in my pants that are on the ground because I'm in my PJs. And the problem is if I get my headphones, when I'm done with them, I will set them on my nightstand because I don't want to get out of bed again and put them back in my pants. But if I leave them on my nightstand, I will 100% leave them at home, which is what happens every time I do that. And then I won't have my headphones at school.
What was my solution?
I don't know what it was, but
I said you could buy you a second pair of headphones.
that is, I mean, that is
See?
such a waste. She literally said we should buy a second pair of headphones to put on the dresser.
Just to have them there. Oh my God.
Oh,
You guys are like the best couple in show business.
I am
for
not always
sure.
difficult, Anitha.
Right? Let's get Anitha making videos again. Before Anitha chimes in too
Anitha?
bad about Alan, I'm going to be on Team Alan here and say, Anitha, we need you back making some videos again. You're great.
Oh my gosh, Mitch, no, nothing that bad. Like nothing that bad. Mitch,
Oh, yeah, I see it.
never that bad. Like, have you seen Breakfast at Tiffany's, Christina? No. Oh, okay. Well, there is a white dude doing a Chinese guy in that, and it is. It's like, how does
Yeah,
that
bad deal.
Anyway, sorry.
That
I
is so.
I
Oh
derailed.
no, dude, you're great. I mean, like I said,
Sorry.
there we go. Oh, we just came back. Very, very good. I'll go back to some books a little bit here. Like I said, you guys, we're gonna be all over the place tonight. Where was I here? Oh, let me ask you this question. I saw that you are a big fan of Flintlock Fantasy. Where should I start? I don't think I've ever read one.
And I don't know. So my problem with Flintlock Fantasy is that none of it's very good. Oh, here. You should read Django Wexler's The Thousand Names,
Okay,
and then you should stop.
and that's it.
Yeah, it's a quintet,
Okay,
but it gets slowly not as good. It's so I really enjoy most of it. I don't like the fifth book at all. Oh, that's true also. So here's two of them for you. The Thousand Names, read it. It's basically fantasy Napoleon's Egypt campaign. And
okay.
Guns of the Dawn. Absolutely. I forgot about Guns of the Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky. Guns of the Dawn is tremendous. It remains my favorite. I've read a ton of Tchaikovsky and it remains my favorite Tchaikovsky book.
Standalone.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank God.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and
I am not
so-
starting any new series.
Yeah. And the
Period right now.
thing is, Thousand Names can be read as a standalone. You do
Okay.
not have to continue to enjoy it. And I think Anitha would agree, or anybody who read along with that can agree. I think you can read it. Powder Mage is basically the quintessential one. But do you like Brandon Sanderson?
Some.
Okay, so Brian McClellan is like a not as good Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to that. He is much less narratively consistent with his world building and plot elements than Sanderson is. I don't like Powder Mage. I like here's what you should read. Read the prologue of the first book of Powder Mage. Like you
Okay.
can probably read it on the Amazon preview.
Sure.
It is excellent. It is one of my favorite prologues ever. It's so good. And really the first 10 chapters are pretty good. And then it just goes off the rails. And I did not enjoy it much at all. And the short stories and novellas are awful, but they're not edited at all. But you can tell that that prologue it had to be what he brought to workshop with like Sanderson and stuff at like the writing workshops and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he's a acolyte of
Right.
Brandon Sanderson, and you can tell it was workshopped to death because it's so good. The rest of the book does not feel like that happened at all. It feels like he thought it, so he wrote it. And there's just some stuff like he says there's like 1 million troops in this army, and I'm like, do you even know how many people
As a million?
is?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
so many soldiers. And he's like, he can see this guy smiling from a mile away with his magic. I'm like, I don't believe that though. Like, I don't believe your eyesight is good enough, even with your magic eyesight, that you can, it's not because it's not magic. He's not like scrying on the guy. He can just see from where he is to a mile away and everything in between. He can see that guy smile. I'm like, this is so, like, this is beyond, it beggars belief. And anyway, it is not my favorite. That does not mean you will not like it. That does not mean other people will not like it. It is the most popular Flintlock fantasy by far. But Michael says he's read almost all Tchaikovsky, and Guns of the Dawn is his second favorite. What is your, is Dogs of War your favorite, Michael? But yeah, Guns of the Dawn is tremendous. It's really, really good.
Very cool. Very cool. Where was I here? This is interesting. So talking about BookTube for a second, do you think BookTube, since you've started as a whole, has changed, or have you changed, or is it both?
No. I haven't changed. We talked about this. Oh, Children's Time.
Yeah.
We talked about this right before.
Yeah.
There's a narrative arc in my videos where I realize I get slowly but steadily grumpier in my videos.
Yeah.
And it's just because like the whole process and situation in toto wears on me. I just got freaking turkey bacon in my dang mouth.
Is it good?
I mean, it's delicious, but
it's all right.
Chew.
This is just public access television. It's it's like...
So I have gotten like less good at masking my irritation at things, but I also don't like us sitting around pretending that certain things aren't happening and acting like everything's fine and everything's normal. Like I think stuff should be called out. I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to be hateful on people making content, but I legitimately don't understand. I don't understand. There were a whole bunch. There was a glut of stuff during the pandemic and shortly after, and that's fine. And it was all people trying stuff. Tons of book reviews, tons of tags. What happened to tags? Now, when tags were big back then, I mean, I used to mention about tags just because everyone had the same freaking answers for everything. Because everyone on BookTube, not everyone, but a large majority of the community tends to read a lot of the same things, because when you make a channel, you want to be relevant, and I understand that. Like, you want people to watch your stuff. There's not anything wrong with wanting people to watch your channel. The umbrage I take is when you mask it as something else. Like, to quote Judge Judy, like, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me that you're in this for the community when you really just want to grow your channel really big so you can, be an influencer.
Right.
Like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I don't agree with that, and I don't like it, but that I don't like disingenuous. Like, I've never liked disingenuous. I struggle with disingenuous because I just like it. Why would you be disingenuous? Like, if that's who you are, why not just say it? If that's your goal, just say that. But the reason that they don't is because they don't think people will like that. But if you think you're doing something wrong, why are you doing it? Like, just come clean. And like, how many?
Go ahead. I mean, this is like important to me, because you're one of the very few people that will say these types of things on a live stream and not just behind the scenes.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not going to name names because I'm not trying to do that. People can figure out who I'm talking about or whatever. I will say one thing. What is this? Like, there have been at least 5 that I've counted in the last month about videos about the death of Epic Fantasy. Where the crap did this come from? And why is everyone covering this? This is the one thing that drives me batty about the book community, is when anything happens, everyone feels like they need to opine about it. And I get that that's the point of our channel, but everyone's saying the same thing. Like when Sanderson and that article about Sanderson came out, everyone needed everyone said the same thing. Like, it's all the same. Okay, look, you don't like the Sanderson hit job. I understand, but It
Right.
just feels like a lot of trickle down from the really, really big channels.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand where the death of Epic Fantasy, like, who's saying the death of Epic Fantasy is happening? Freaking Richard Swan just finished his Empire of the Wolf trilogy, which is Epic Fantasy.
Right.
You know,
Look at Durfee's books, Epic
that's what I'm
Fantasy.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
like why are we sensationalizing this? I am talking about sensationalism.
Sure.
Alan Walker is sitting here talking about sensationalism, like being
Sure.
like
Well,
overblowing
but
something.
no, but I think that you have a point. Is that people see a topic that seems to be trending, and they jump all over it. And I don't think that that's just unique to BookTube or YouTube. That's the news. That's pop culture in general. People glom onto whatever is popular
Glom
of
is
the
such a
day.
great word. I love the word glom.
Glom.
Good choice.
Thank you. Every now and then I pull one out, but I totally agree with you in that it's frustrating in some sense because I feel like sometimes people are making content just because they think that that's what the viewer wants. And I don't think that anybody really started their channels with that in mind. They had a specific thing that they wanted to do. And one of the points that you made, I think it might have been on Tori's channel that you were talking about is that there's a certain freedom in being either a very small channel or a very large channel, because if just in case people haven't heard that, would you expound on that a little bit, because I think you can explain that better than me regurgitating something that I watched.
That is what frustrates me about the larger channels. Like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to someone talk to me about the dang algorithm. Because here's most of those people make their money from Patreon, and it ain't got a blasted thing to do with views. It ain't got a dang thing to do with ads. It has to do with their Patreon, which is a steady income that they get every month. And I'm sorry, if you have 500 subscribers or more, you have more money than most people just through your Patreon. If you have 500,000 subscribers and you've got 1,500 patrons, all right, and even if each one of those is giving you $1 a month, which they're not. Like, you have $1,500 a month just from that, not from your thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of views, which isn't like, it's not like chump change, but like Patreon,
Mm-hmm.
So what bothers me is when big channels act like this is my quote, one video away from poverty. Like, everyone needs to get every red cent out of everything. There is freedom in a big channel, because once you are so big, you are a perpetual motion machine. You are a self-sustaining thing. Like, you're a self-sustaining entity. When you have 500,000 subscribers, nothing you do short of shooting a dog on live feed is going to cause you to lose subscribers. It doesn't matter if you make a video that you've always wanted to make and it bombs. They're not going to leave. They're not all of a sudden going to be like, oh, wow, this guy tried something, I don't like that. And they're not going to leave. Like, you have the freedom to do what you want.
There's a huge FOMO of just quitting a channel because, you never know what that, gigantic guy is going to do next time, or gal is going to do next time.
Because the fact that, like, YouTube is still recommending your crap.
Right. Absolutely.
Even if it doesn't get as many views as it did, you have 500,000 subscribers.
Which, by the way, not to interrupt you, but since I've been on my Alan Binge-a-thon, guess what my YouTube homepage looks like for recommendations? It's the entire library of Alexandria. But I'm sorry, continue.
No, but you have freedom. But my issue with the big channels is that they don't take that freedom. Instead, they witch and moan. Like, every time they do a pet project, like, you see them begging for views on Twitter. Like, what are you doing? Like, aren't you better than this? Quit, like, oh, well, I worked really hard and no one's watching this. Go give it a listen, or else the algorithm won't pick it up and no one will watch my channel again. And it's like, why are you being a big baby? Like, why are you, like, stop. That's disingenuous. Like, enjoy the fact that you can make, like, who's perfect with this? Freaking Jenny Nicholson, who is one of my, like, I love this YouTuber. And it's been a year since she dropped her last video, and she dropped it, and in a day, that thing had 1.5 million freaking views.
Wow.
And just does what she wants. Didn't post for a year, has and a 4-hour video about the stupid Star Wars hotel. And, you know, that's kind of stuff I like. But
yeah, that's good though.
I just don't understand why people just don't like, just do what you want. And if it bombs, you're going to be okay. Like,
Yeah.
so it frustrates me that people have the freedom to do that. But when you're in that kind of midsection, people feel the need that if you're going to grow, you have
Mhm.
to, you know, follow the trends and whatever. And so it just ends up all looking very homogenous.
Mhm.
And I just, I'm really not trying to be rude to people, but I don't understand. I refuse to believe that anyone gets fulfillment out of posting top 10 lists once a month, twice a month, 3 times a
Right.
month, or saying, oh, here are Goodreads's most popular books. How do you get fulfilled? Like, do you think that people are coming to you for that news? They're not. They're going to the bigger channels. No one cares. And why do I care about like how many these are other booktubers' favorite books? Why don't
that
you just
that
watch those
that
booktubers?
yeah, that I am in agreement with you. I don't think you'll ever see me do a video like that
There's
where
just too many of them.
well,
There's
but
too
but
many.
also it's I hate to say this because I'm going to go on the Allen train here and say something controversial, but I feel like it's almost a little lazy, because it's like all those people all subscribe to all those channels anyway. Compilations for me, they just I don't know, it just doesn't work. But yeah, I'm with you, and I think to what you said about real small channels, being able to take risks, absolutely should. My second or third video, I was wearing a rock and roll wig, talking about epic rock and roll books, matching them to fantasy. Now, I didn't know if there was an audience for that, but you know,
They they oh, okay. Shot is over here playing devil's advocate. No, I get it.
oh, I see.
People confuse what I am saying with like permission. People can do whatever they want.
Hmm.
I just don't understand how anyone gets any fulfillment from that. And the views do say differently. The
Yeah.
views say differently, but I don't think like people watch it because they watch top tens. I still don't believe that means anyone cares. I think that's just what people watch. I watch top 10 videos. Like I hate myself every time I watch a Watch Mojo or a
Right? I was gonna
Mojo
just about to say, are you
every,
subbed
the
to
problem
Watch
is when I
Mojo?
look up something, like, I want to look up something and, that's
That's what pops up.
they're the only people that's freaking done a video on it.
Yeah.
And, so I watch it. What was the one we watched the other day? Movie musical numbers, top 10. I stayed up too late watching it. I shouldn't have. It's like a 20 something minute video of top 10 musical numbers and movie musicals on Miss Mojo. And I hated myself for it. I hated myself. But I mean, that's fine. And I'm also not saying there's anything wrong with the top 10.
Yeah.
I'm saying that there's something wrong when that is most of your channel.
Yeah.
When that's most of your channel,
Yeah.
like you're a listicle. Like I don't get it. And there's also nothing wrong with booktuber collab videos.
Hmm.
But why is it always the same thing? Why is it not? I ask these booktubers favorite, what their favorite protagonist is, who their favorite villain is, what their favorite line from a fantasy book is. It's always, well, what's your favorite book, or what's an underappreciated
Mhm.
book? And
Yeah, I agree. I'll say this about top 10 videos for me. On a personal level for me, I've done them and I like doing them, but I also think that that's partly because I'm new to BookTube. And when you've watched a lot of BookTubers do these top 10 lists, your brain gets thinking about, I wonder what my top 10 list would be about this or that. So for me, it's still kind of that newbie energy of wanting to be able to do that. But I can see if you've been on BookTube for 3.5 years, 4 years, that coming up with a top 10 list may not be exactly intellectually stimulating to somebody who's been around for a while. I'll also say that like what Philip did, I really liked with his top tens, because he really drilled down, like you were talking about, on the specificities of, top 10 authors that make me think. That's a very specific and a compelling reason to watch a listicle, because you're going to get some value out of that.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, hey, I read 12 books in March. Here's
These
my
are my
top
top
10.
10, right? Yeah,
Stop.
I'm
Like,
with you.
stop. And it's and again, like Philip said earlier, like we all steal from stuff. We do,
Yeah,
But
I
like,
agree.
we don't all make the exact same video like in a span of a month. But hold on. So and again, top 10 is not my problem. It's the repetition. It's like that's just most of the content. Like I don't understand. I just don't get.
It's
And
the best.
sorry, the collaboration thing, it feels transparently disingenuous to me, because if you look at those, almost every one of the thumbnails of those, I asked booktubers what their favorite, the people on the thumbnail, they are organized according to subscriber count. So all that says to me is I am trying to leverage the popularity of
Right.
people who are popular in order to grow my own audience. Now, again, guys, I understand the practicality of a business. The
Mhm.
problem is thinking of this as a business enrages me. Like, because I don't like that. I don't like, anyway, people can do what they want. It just, to me, doesn't seem like you care about what it to me does not strike people as if they are super interested in what other people's favorite book is, and more interested in, can I get the big channels to give me a clip that I can then use to get more people to watch my channel. And I understand the desire. I do. But when your freaking channels
Mhm.
and your videos and your thumbnails
Mhm.
and your caption, there is nothing that fills me with rage more, because I scroll a lot on YouTube, to when I see someone's video and their thumbnail and their video title, and I go back an hour later and both of those have changed. Every video. It makes
Yeah.
all it says is that you all watch the same how to YouTube
Yeah.
class that you paid $199.99 for. And it's just so, it's soulless, Brian. Like
I
it's
agree.
soulless.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the fact that you have been on the platform significantly longer than I have, I suspect I will have similar feelings. I mean, and I do in a sense. My energy about it is probably more reserved, because I've been exposed to it less than you have. I mean, you've just been seeing it over and over and over and over again. I mean, up until about, I don't know, maybe 12 months ago, I only really watched 2 or 3 booktube channels, period. So I was never really exposed to that stuff. Oh my God, here we go. At the Allen's How to YouTube video.
No one
Absolutely.
would watch it because it's how to not get how. So let me give an example of
Mhm.
someone who does this that it doesn't bother me. Like, there is something to be said for having a catchy title that increases engagement.
Mhm.
That's fine. Like Philip making his One Piece videos in
Mhm.
an English professor watches
Mhm.
One Piece or reads One Piece, rather than I read this One Piece thing. That's fine. Like, that's not soulless. That's just branding. And
Right.
I'm okay. I'm okay with branding. I don't understand branding. Like,
Yeah.
mine will. Oh, I'm never gonna write Angry Classics Nerd like reads Angry Classics Nerd reads The Honey Witch. Like, I'm never.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like, I read The Honey Witch and I hated
It
it.
displeased me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it displeased me greatly.
Yeah.
That's fine, but just the obvious soulless carbon copy, like this one, not this one. Oh, look, I read Sanderson's new book. Did I hate it? Here's a tip for you guys. Hashtag pro tip. If someone said, did I hate it in
They
the
did not hate it.
thumbnail, yeah, they 100% did not. It's like I don't like corporate speak, and I don't
Yeah.
like people thinking they're pulling wool over my eyes.
Right.
And if you're in it for the money, that's fine. The other thing that bothers me is when people on YouTube who are decent size, have Patreon, have ad revenue, try to say that they don't make any money on it. You freaking do. Like I make a decent enough change off of this that
Mhm.
with my baby, I can't afford to not do my YouTube channel
Right.
because like it's not insignificant. Now, can I live off of it? Not even close. Not even
Right. But
close.
it's excellent supplemental for these expenses
Supplementary
that you've
income.
got now. Yeah.
Yes, and I am so incredibly grateful for that. And that is why I walk around with a sword of Damocles of guilt like hanging over me because I can't because I'm not producing enough content. But
I think that's temporary, by the way. I really do. I think if you were done with BookTube, you had left a year ago. I think this is extremely temporary.
But that's why I love my patrons and the people in my Discord and my community, like the people who've been with me for so long. Like they don't demand crap from me. And I don't know why, but they like me and they like Christina and they are invested in our lives.
Mhm.
And that is why they stay, even when they don't hear from me for a week at a time. And it makes me very grateful and very happy. And I mean that. And I don't know how, and that's why it bothers me when people like, and I love my patrons in the community. And it's like, when have you ever talked to anyone that isn't other huge booktubers or other huge YouTubers that are
Mhm.
bigger than you? When have you ever spoken to someone like down here at the bottom? Tell me about how you appreciate the community. Get out of here. How's the air up there?
Right?
It's
The
like,
the rarefied air.
seriously. So I don't know. And, I know I am not of everybody's taste. And I certainly know that I am not loved in the One Piece community for sure. But dang, Jenny Words.
Yeah. I mean, she's like, love her to
I
death.
plan on reading a Jenny Words book soon. I have To Ride Hell's Chasm
Rate
and
it. Rate it. It was my book of the month. Now, there's another thing that'll
really,
piss
To
you
Ride
off. I did a book of the month. So
Hell's Chasm. That's like saying your favorite book of the month is fine.
yeah.
That's fine. But
I
like,
didn't do the top 10 books of the 6 that I read though.
it doesn't make sense. And it's done to artificially increase engagement. What if, and here, hold on, just a thought.
Yeah.
What if you just tried to be engaging?
Yeah.
What if you not artificial? What's the opposite of artificial? Real?
Yeah. I mean,
Organic. Thank you, Christina. What if you
organic.
organically increased
Yes.
engagement by making crap people want to watch instead of just trying to like get juiced by the dang algorithm? This is my advice. I don't know if you were going to ask me, but you asked
Yeah.
Jimmy, and so I'm giving you.
Yeah.
My advice to anybody who want to start a booktube channel is, guys, I'm serious. Like, if you're coming on here because you need to fulfill a hole in your life and be beloved by the entire internet community and thinking that you're going to get invited to the freaking secret Sanderson warehouse, just don't start it. We don't need another one. We don't. But if you really love Brandon Sanderson and that is motivating you to start a booktube channel because you just want to geek out about Brandon Sanderson for the sole purpose of you love the freaking Cosmere, then you make Cosmere videos till your heart's freaking content. You can top 10 terrible, what's her freaking name? The Shalon joke.
Yeah.
Top 10 terrible Shalon jokes.
How did I know that already?
Top 10 times lift 8 pancakes. Top 10, I don't know, top 10 poo-poo pee-pee jokes, top 10 wax hat jokes, top 10, whatever. Like, you go to town. But if you're coming on here to give us another bloody listicle of the top, here's the top 10 most popular. Yeah, we know. We're all on BookTube. We know the top 10 most popular books. Everyone knows. Like, please share your passion. And if that doesn't find an audience, then that sucks. But the thing is, it will find an audience.
It will. There's millions of people that watch YouTube. I promise whoever's watching this, yeah.
It may not find an audience that you want, a large enough audience that you desire, but it will find an audience and enjoy it. If you have 100 people who comment on every video you do and the same people that enjoy you and enjoy what you're doing, and you can like build a quasi relationship with because they're the same loyal people over and over, like that, you should cherish that, because guess
Absolutely.
what? In your real life, that many people don't give a crap about what you have to say. Guaranteed.
Absolutely correct. It's one of the greatest things that I found about this community is that there's people that actually legitimately tune in because they like you. And sometimes they're going to agree with you, and sometimes they're going to totally despise what they said. But they keep coming back because they like you. If they didn't like you, there's plenty of other channels to go tune in on. So
And what Hobo Giant's saying here is people saying that they're going to change because they don't want to be slaves to the algorithm. I also see people saying I'm going to take a break from BookTube, and they're back a week later. Same
Right.
thing here. People
why
say
I'm
they're
quitting
gonna change.
BookTube.
They can't. They
Yeah.
like it is an addiction. So people
It is.
are going to change their channel, and then most of the ones I've seen that don't, because you can't. Like you can't. Like you've got the first time YouTube on the front page tells you that you're a loser because no one cares about the video that you just made. You're
Right.
like, oh well, I'm gonna go back. I'm just, oh, it's just gonna be one. And I do understand. Please understand. I am not trying to hate on people. I'm not. I understand. I understand the desire. And I am not more righteous than thou. Like I'm not.
Mhm.
I struggle with the same crap. The fact that I don't have any activation energy saves me from a whole lot, because there are a lot of times where and even when stuff I post, sometimes I am not as harsh as I could be on something because, like whatever, or I understand it. Like I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I'm passionate about people being genuine. I like watching people who are passionate about things
Mhm.
genuinely. Like
Right.
I have a kid in my class, freak, super weird kid, and I don't care. I'll tell him. I tell him they're weird all the freaking time. I told him they're weird today. But this kid is obsessed with bugs.
Okay.
And anytime anything's even remotely related, because all the bug names are Greek or Latin. So anytime anything's remotely, boom, raise a hand. Hey, there's a bug that has this name. But listening to this kid come alive talking about bugs is
Yeah.
so interesting. And so the last week, keep coming up to me like, hey, so it's also not just bugs, it's also like gross, like worms and crap. Like, hey, so
Oh my
this
God.
big flat worm. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see your worms. Disgusting. Salt, pouring salt all over. And like, what? You would do that? I'm like, I would absolutely run it over with my tire, not feel an inch of remorse. Don't show me
Right.
that bug. I don't want to
Yeah.
look at it. It's disgusting, you weirdo. But hearing them talk about like how interested they are in that it's not. But I'm going to tell Felix tomorrow, be like, you need to read Adrian
Yeah.
Kozlowski.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just think it's interesting. People will watch. You may not get 100,000 subscribers. And if that's what you want, if you start your channel saying, I would like 100,000 subscribers, just don't do it. Like, don't do it. But if you really want to make videos on your own freaking schedule about whatever you want to make it, to engage with other people in the community and, talk to them about your passion and not really care if you ever cap 100K, whatever,
Mhm.
then you should do that. But otherwise, there's better ways to spend your time, guys. Like there just
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely. I loved Bookborn did a really great video about kind of the gamification of BookTube and, kind of
Bookborn and I
what
are beefing.
you're what? You're beefing?
Wow.
Oh, wow. I don't know her. So I have to be on Team Allen. So I
I
don't know her.
love Bookborn.
Yeah.
Bookborn she's just like, she goes to the Sanderson Ranch. So
Yeah.
she's everything that I hate about the upper class,
Yeah.
but I also
The
love
proletariat.
her. She's so nice. Like
Yeah.
she's so nice. So anyway, sorry, continue. The
Well,
that video.
the game of first let me thank you, Slay. That was very nice. Can't wait to start a grimdark heavy metal themed booktube channel one
Dude.
day. And yeah, I'll watch that top 10 Alan Rance video. Of course. Absolutely. Wait a minute. Beefing with Bookborn. Yes. It's a new series on the Library of Alexandria. Yeah, that's that's so funny.
Yeah, me and Bookborn are always beefing.
That's good. I don't have a frenemy yet on BookTube. I think I just like everybody too much. I need a nemesis, but I don't know. So we talked about a little bit about what displeases you about BookTube. I want to talk to you about something that I know absolutely you love, and that is Book Jeopardy. I know you love Book Jeopardy. I know I love Book Jeopardy. it's like Book Jeopardy to me is like when my favorite author comes out with a book and I'm a day one reader. Book Jeopardy is amazing. When did wait a minute? That's so- I sound like your ex. Yeah, that's so funny. Anyway, I want to talk about the beginnings of when Book Jeopardy came into your brain. What how long was it before you thought of Book Jeopardy until it actually happened?
So the first one happened pretty quick after I thought about it. I don't know when the idea came. I had seen okay, so I had seen Murphy like a year earlier or something have done something like that. And I think I've seen like people do like anime Jeopardy or like video game Jeopardy. Like so I didn't invent YouTube Jeopardy.
Right.
But the problem is what the ones that I had seen, what they really mean is BookTube quiz show. Jeopardy isn't just quiz
Questions.
questions
Right.
for money.
Right.
Jeopardy has and Sarah reads, and I talk, we nerd out about just regular Jeopardy all the time. She's a huge Jeopardy watcher. I was a huge Jeopardy watcher growing up. Jeopardy's questions are not, they're not, you can't just say, he wrote, this horror author wrote The Stand. Like,
right. No, it's got to have a little bit of a clue within the
yes,
question. Yes.
yes, and that is what a lot of people don't understand is how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I do not have the capacity to toot my own horn. I hate it. It feels arrogant. I don't like doing it. So, and I have crippling self-esteem. That's fine.
No, I listen. I am telling you, you rock. Alan, I will be always a straight shooter, man. If you ever run into a self-doubt, you just call me. Absolutely, I'll set you straight in a minute. Yeah,
Jeopardy is the one thing that I am most proud of, and that I am most confused doesn't have a bigger audience. Like, and it's not that it doesn't have a big audience, so I'm not going to do it. Like, that's get out of here. I do it because I like it. I just don't understand why more people don't like it, because I think it's so fun.
It's a blast. Well, I think part of it is there's a little bit of maybe a feeling of inside baseball because everybody who's watching for the most part in the chat, it's the community, it's the Allen community. So I think if you're new, maybe some people get intimidated. I don't know, but
my favorite thing, like,
yeah,
I always have Jeopardy live, and I really kind of always have the same time because I like having the people in the audience. Like,
live studio audience.
Nothing makes me happier than people sitting there witching and moaning about my perhaps questions in the freaking comments, being like, "Oh, that one was bad," and I'm like, "Shut up!" Or the ones better, the ones that are like, when they love them. The one Wummer, the answer was Wummer, had the best reaction of anything that's ever happened. The clue was Frankie Wummer, Wummer, or Frankie Valli's younger sibling, perhaps. And the answer is the 5th season.
Yeah.
Because Frankie Valli in the 4 seasons, and then Wummer is a combination of, winter and summer is a word I made up.
Yeah.
And no one got it.
Nobody's ever going to get that. Come on.
I know. But Michael Knipp's live breakdown on camera and people dying in the chat, like, it just makes my month.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it comes from, but it's just I just really I love trivia games. And
yeah, me too.
I like wordplay like a lot, and perhaps kind of evolved from something else, and now it's my favorite thing because I know no one's going to get them, but when people get them, if
you got to be
anybody
just
here's ever gotten a perhaps question, like, I know how proud people are when they have deciphered. Ben, who is the current who won the last Tournament of Champions,
Yes.
and then Sarah Reeds, who won the Tournament Champions. Those two get me. Like they are able to parse my brain work,
Yeah.
perhaps because they're really good at it. And you know, I enjoy the crap out of it. I really like it.
It's
It
so
just
fun.
takes it takes me like between 6 and 8 hours to prep for.
Hmm.
And it also sucks because I haven't been able to watch a lot of BookTube recently, and watching BookTube is what feeds the questions, because many questions are always on like what is currently being discussed
Right.
on BookTube. No, Evie was on my the maiden voyage of Book Jeopardy, and is now going to be on the next Book Jeopardy. And also, I couldn't do my channel without Evie. Evie
Yes.
does so much like stuff that I don't want to do for me to help me like not get overwhelmed.
Just
so
an awesome friend. I can't wait to get her on the For Whom the Bell Tolls. She has to come on my public access television show because
when she does,
yes.
ask her why she couldn't recognize Frankenstein from a summary that I gave her.
I will.
Right,
That will be on one of the questions for sure.
Okay, so Joanna, I do watch your channel when I watch anything. The problem is that I haven't watched really anything except obviously Miss Mojo's top 10. Guys, I am ashamed to admit I watched Miss Mojo's top 10 Step It Up dance numbers, and I've never seen even one Step It Up.
Oh my gosh.
So it's very sad.
All I know is Madison asked me, I create these, personas on my channel, and she's like, how many personas are you going to do? I said, well, I think I need to have at least enough that BellTube can become a Book Jeopardy category.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that would be excellent. So if you had a clone that was writing the Jeopardy questions for you and you were going to be a contestant, who would you fear to go up against in your community on Alan BookTube Jeopardy?
The problem is I wouldn't be afraid to go up against anybody on my own BookTube Jeopardy. I got soundly crushed at regular Book Jeopardy that we did for charity, which we raised like $1,000 for
wow
orders, which was awesome. Igor absolutely stomped me, and then Philip beat me also. There was no perhaps questions, which made me sad.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I have some people in my Discord who help me every now and then, like especially if I'm like up against the wire, they will is it not called Step It Up? Oh, it's Step Up. Sorry. The fact that they'll write some sample questions for me, and many of them are very good. I basically take them and then I just tweak it to where it sounds like I wrote it.
Yeah.
Now I don't not give them credit. I always say that, hey, so I had help from.
Sure.
I'm not a thief.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I just find it hard to. I'm bad at delegating, and I feel bad when people help me with things.
I'll get over that. People help you because they want to.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they do. I mean, you're not a charity case. If they didn't want to help you, they wouldn't want to help you.
Oh, do you want to come on Book Jeopardy sometime then?
Yeah.
Cool. It'll be a future episode because next one is Evie and Derry and Yolanda from StoryTube. So they are. I do give credit. Anitha. Anitha's just the worst. Anitha used to be like a really loyal supporter,
right?
And now she's my biggest op. Like she's.
It's like she's been around so long, in your community that yeah.
It's just she's just the worst. Anitha, what have you read recently? Wait for her to respond.
Right, exactly.
Right. What's the last book you read? Claudius the God? 2 months ago?
Exactly. So, but it's just a wonderful community. But yeah, I would absolutely go on Book Jeopardy for sure. I don't know how I would do, but I would probably be relatively entertaining.
The answer is no one.
Yeah.
No one does well. Like if thinking you're not going to do well is a reason. All I ask, I just want people to have a good attitude. Like if you don't do well, just have a good attitude. Don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's not for y'all. It's for me.
Yeah.
I'm entertaining myself with trivia questions.
But at the same time, it is such a beloved series. I mean, I was on Mad on Books as Sunday pub, and we canceled early. We stopped early because Book
Yes.
Jeopardy was coming on. It was like, hey, we gotta absolutely end this because Book Jeopardy is about to start.
Yeah.
So it is incredibly popular. Oh my gosh.
I also want to say, because and whenever I come down off of like a hot-headed rant,
Yeah.
like I do like this community, and I don't hate anybody. I try not to beef with anyone.
Yeah.
I got people, I got freaking kids, like students and like other teachers that I don't ever interact with, all beefing with me. And it's like, I literally never leave my classroom. Like, why y'all have a problem with me? I don't know, but I'm not trying to beef with anybody. I think I just have a different philosophy on what to, and you know what? Joke's on me. I have fewer subscribers. Joke's on me, what do I know?
It's a humble attitude, but at the same time, I really think that, you're passionate. And sometimes there's a place in the world for people that have unfiltered passion. And that's awesome. I think that makes you you. I think if you filtered yourself more, you wouldn't be you.
No.
And, I mean, you're awesome.
Sometimes I wish I was not me. Sometimes, oh man.
I think that's probably common for every human being on planet Earth. So I don't know. We'll probably start to wrap it up here pretty quick because I promised Alan an hour and a half, and we've actually gone a little bit longer than that.
Not possible. It's not possible.
Well, I mean, what's that?
I'm too long-winded.
No, you're fantastic. And the funny part is that I learned something that I didn't realize, that the Panhandle is in Central Time Zone. Because when I set this up, I was like, well, I don't want it to get too late for Alan. He's on East Coast time, blah, blah, blah. He's got the baby. Didn't even realize that he's on the same time zone with me. Yeah, he can. So one of the things I have to ask this question because Slay had asked this before. Any updates on BookTube D&D?
So I've decided, I went and repurchased, because I realized that I don't particularly enjoy the modern D&D system. And I haven't played in forever, but in my bones, like in my blood, I can't forget, is second edition. So I think I'm going to, and I know everyone says I'm not, but the thing is I am. It's just on Allen time, which is glacial. So
well, it's the activation energy.
Correct. One day there will be BookTube Jeopardy, and it will be using second edition.
Wow.
Second edition AD&D. Because I love it so much, and there are so fewer fiddly things, and there's no, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use my reaction and then my bonus action, and then back to smite and get advantage on my roll, and then it's like, stop. You're a fighter, you're a level 1 fighter. Here's what you can do.
Yeah.
You can attack.
That's it.
One time.
Yeah.
One time.
Roll an 8-side die. Yeah. 10-side.
When you reach, I think, level 5, you can have 2 attacks every 3 rounds. So you can attack once, then twice.
Yeah.
But what about other abilities? I'll tell you what other abilities you have. Attack. Or run. Or, I guess, take a defensive pose. Like,
yeah.
There's no, I use my reaction, then my bonus reaction, and then I'm going to react to that. No. And guess what, wizard? You're going to add your casting time to your initiative roll. And if you get hit while you're trying to cast that spell, guess what? You just lost it.
Right.
Also, you have a maximum of 4 hit points.
Right.
Because you are a level 1 wizard. So
how funny is that? You roll a 4-side die for hit points.
Oh my gosh. My friend's getting 1 hit point. I was nice enough to I let them max first level HP, because a wizard with 1 hit point is ludicrous. Thank you, Michael. Yes, Mindolin. Yes. Thank you. Why are clerics Bobo? Like, clerics were so awesome in second. I agree. Oh my gosh. Oh sorry. I got super excited about it.
No, but that was a great question.
if y'all have played fifth edition and y'all haven't played second edition is deadly. You die all the time. Like
all the time.
all the time. Like one hit, and there's no you're laying on the ground, get 3 saving throws before you're
dead.
You are dead. Go find
Yeah.
a freaking resurrection scroll. Or
Yeah.
what I always did is I would have their main like I was just like artificially inflated the prices of resurrection potions. And they're like, there's no way it costs this much, Alan. I'm like, oh, but it does, because this alchemist has purchased up all of the reagents in the area. And so
He's
now
got
can
the
charge what
monopoly
he
on
wants.
it.
Correct. Correct. There's no antitrust laws here.
It's a syndicate.
And they're
It's
like,
a
this is bullcrap. I'm like, you can spend that dragon sword or you can stay dead. And it was a way to keep. Thank you, Chris. Yes,
Yeah.
look at all these second edition lovers.
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
guys, this is giving me life. Look at these second edition lovers.
that's this activation energy, right? You've got people that are waiting to do it.
I love second edition.
Oh my God.
Second edition there are so fewer things you have the mechanics for, like actual like written mechanics for. So much of it has to just be improv and role played, because you don't have a mechanic for everything. You know what I mean? And I understand people wanting there to be more to do in battle. I do understand. But I think heroes are too strong in the modern edition. I think it's too hard to kill them. And not that you want to, but there's no 5th edition heroes who think that a group of goblins is going to kill them, like
Right.
kill them dead.
Right.
Like, maybe you'll get knocked out because they have more turns. They have the action economy, but no one's really afraid. Like, I wiped the entire party on accident because they were fighting like a polar bear and some wolves, and the paladin rushes in without his stupid shield and gets killed. And then the wizard gets killed. And the freaking cleric with his 1 armor class is standing in there with his shield, fending off the bear and the wolves while like trying to feed these people a potion so they can get up. They almost died in like the second encounter.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do y'all suck? But I overtuned that encounter. They
Yeah,
should
that might have been a little bit much right off the bat.
The wolves were fine. It's when I
Yeah.
added the polar bear. The polar bears, it was too much. That's my fault.
What was the polar bear's reaction? Or did the polar bear roll for advantage or disadvantage?
No, nothing. The polar bear just used its freaking claw bite.
It attacked.
Amounts of damage. It attacked.
It attacked.
Claw bite.
Oh my God. You guys, I promised Alan an hour and a half. We've been at 2. We're going to wrap it up pretty quick. But one of the things that we always do on For Whom the Bell Tolls is we ask the very simple question, Alan, from the Library of Alexandria, if you would leave us with one for the road tonight to give the people, because I end all my episodes with one for the road, just for something, for food for thought for people. If you were going to do a one for the road tonight, and I'm not ending this early, folks, it's mostly because it's my sister's birthday today, and I want to make sure she just got back from Florida, so I got to get some time with her tonight too. But if you could leave us with one for the road tonight, what would that be?
Does it have to be book related?
It does not. In fact, it mostly doesn't.
Oh, okay. The thing I tell my students most is character matters. Like it just does. And you hear that a lot from random sources, and many people who say that have no character. Character matters, like integrity matters. You should care about the kind of person you are and about how you treat other people. Kindness is not a weakness. Like it's not. And my wife will say, my wife thinks I am kind because I am. Like, I am kind. I am not gentle. Like, I'm not at all. But those aren't the same thing. Like, I am not gentle at all, but I am nice. Whether you believe that or not is up to you. But my wife says it, and I'll just tell her you called her a liar. So how about that one?
I think that's awesome. Everybody, character matters. I totally agree. Everybody that came in tonight, thank you so much. Everybody who's on replay, thank you. Most importantly, Alan, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having us.
I have a fairly short list of BookTube heroes, and they're all booktube heroes of mine for different reasons altogether. But you're certainly one of them for sure.
Thank you.
This is just an awesome opportunity that I've wanted to have since the start of the channel, was to be able to have a one-on-one chat with you.
Awesome.
I hope you'd be willing to come back on the show sometime.
I will. We can talk about Shogun, which we didn't talk about at all.
We didn't even talk. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I think Alan and I could talk for 8 hours. There's books, there's video games, there's movies, there's D&D. We didn't even get into some of the therapy stuff that I've gone through in my life that I know Alan's gone through in his life.
Then yeah, we should
And
probably.
we're going to do this again, and we're going to bring
Totally.
some light onto some of those issues too, because they're important. And
Yeah.
I think BookTube is a spectacular place to talk about that, because I think it's one of the reasons that a lot of us read so much is because we, get outside of ourselves a little bit. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's always easy to talk when people have also shared the experiences I have. Like, you've played D&D,
Mhm.
you've played video games, RPGs, like
Yeah.
a lot of them that I've played. You've read, stuff that
Yeah.
maybe not stuff I've read, but you've read stuff that I know other people have read. So that I can talk, and you're on BookTube.
Mhm.
So I have a common interest. If I have common interest with people, I can talk to them. It's just most of the people I know in real life I don't share a common interest. Like, I live in the South, and the South is the South.
Yeah.
I love it here, but I don't have a whole bunch of people being like, could I pick your brain about the Roman Empire, Alan, or talk about the Mass Effect 2? It's like, we should talk about Mass Effect 2. So good.
We could do an hour on Mass Effect 2 alone.
I could talk about RPGs. You want to show? Hold on, Christina wants to show this baby.
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody wants to see the baby.
He just had a bath.
Baby shark.
Oh.
You go,
Oh my God. The subscriptions just went up through the roof, Alan.
I know.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. We got massive baby energy going on here. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you'll absolutely, you have a standing invitation. I will call on you to join me again, because
Cool.
this is just it's a blast. Hey, everybody, thank you for watching so much. I promise to have all of my listicle videos up as quickly as Alan is willing to watch them. And before I forget, next week we are off from Whom the Bell Tolls, but the following week, 2 weeks from tonight, the bell will be tolling for a conductor of music. He is the host of Red Fury Books. Yes, Josh will be joining me for Whom the Bell Tolls 2 weeks from tonight. It's going to be a blast. I really look forward to seeing you guys there. Alan, thank you again so much. This has been a complete blast. For sure, one of my favorite episodes that I've done so far. And I can't wait to talk to you the next time.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.